Right. So let me discuss today a very interesting topic: web communication. So web communication, how we can we do it? In the sense, how we can talk with the browser directly, not with the what we can say directly with the server. Directly, remotely, we can talk with the browser. So how that web communication can be done? Web here nothing but through remotely a communication will be done with the help of the browsers. So this web communication can be done in three different ways. This purpose of this one is the HTML5 enables you to establish communication between two or more web applications. So using various techniques, we can communicate for with different web applications. So when we talk about different web applications, means it's different browsers we can talk over there. The first way of techniques, the first technique is geolocation application programming interface. That is geolocation API, GAPI. The second technique is WebSockets. The third technique, web workers. Let me see the first technique, geolocation application programming interface. So this GAPI, that is geolocation application programming interface, has get the information geographically. Geographically in the sense, the best example, your current the GPS location. The Google Map is current location, how it is going to accessing with the help of geolocation API only, right? So it tells the current position of your laptop or current position of yours, where you are currently. Based on the latitude and longitude, it will be say in this one. It will be discussed in this geolocation API. We'll see one example so that we can understand clearly. So since this can be compressed privacy, the position is not available unless the user approves this. Means unless until you allow the browser, it will ask you to allow or deny or block. Until unless you allow to this user, until unless you allow the user, then only can try to access these things, right? Fine. So it will be have a privacy in the geolocation. The privacy indicates it. We had to allow whenever it is running the program geo application API. So it will be allow ask you permission. Until unless you have to give the permission, it doesn't allow you to access the current locations of your position. Now geolocation is more accurate for devices with GPS systems with like iPhone or smartphones. Now, how to get that? Which method we are going to using to know the current position of yours is with the help of get current position. Get current position method is used to return the user's position in the form of latitude and longitudes of the user's position. So latitude, longitude based on that, the current location will be talk over there. So geolocation, if you observe carefully, the geolocations talks about, let me see an example in the geolocation. See, this is the program for geolocation. Yes, hope it is visible. Now, I directly go to the body of this HTML. Now here we are just creating just a paragraph tag. Click the button to get your location. Now in this button, we are clicking that on click get location. We are writing a script on click equal to get location. So to get, once you are clicking on that particular button, it calls the function get location. Once it will be click on, it will navigate to here, to this script. Now in this script, it starts with var x equal to document.get element by id demo. Demo is the position of this paragraph. In this position, you need to display if user allows you to display their latitude and longitude. Now once it is done, now see, once it is called the function get location function will call it navigator.geolocation. Navigator.geolocation is, navigator is like a browser type of the alert windows, alert dialog boxes, where it is accessing that navigator.geolocation. It gives the current position. Like navigator.geolocation.get current position. Show position. Show position is the parameter where it stores the current locations once it allow you. Now show position will again, it will call the corresponding, here it will call the corresponding method called as show position over here. Whenever this line of code will be triggered, navigator.geolocation.get current position will trigger, it automatically moves to show position. It goes to here. So in the show position, it will be display where in the inner HTML, where it is accessing in the inner HTML means at this position where x equal to. So x dot inner HTML equal to, we are displaying latitude. Now how to read the latitude? Position dot coordinates dot latitude. Like this we can read the latitude. Position dot coordinates dot latitude. Similarly, how to read the longitude? We can read position dot coordinates dot longitude. Like this, we are going to be reading the latitude and longitude coordinates and displayed at a particular position of x. Okay, when it allows. When it doesn't allow you, or if your browser is not supporting geolocation API, then it has to display a message called as geolocation is not supported by this browser. Now get current position will be called from navigator.geolocation.get current position. Like this it will be calls over here. Now if it will call navigator.geolocation.get current position, once it is called, now with the help of this it calls internally one more the method show position. In the show position it shows the latitude and longitude positions. So let me run this program so that we can get some idea. I'm just saving the program. So already it is saved, no issue. One more time we'll save. Yes. So just run the program. Once you run here, if you observe carefully, I'll zoom the program. So already it is under the zoom only. Right. Now, this is a message it displays in the program. Click the button to get your coordinates. Right. Now here is a button. When I click on this button, try it. It will ask you first of all the permissions. This file wants to know your location. If you allow only, it will display the latitude longitude. If you are blocked, it will not display anything. Try it. Now I'm just clicking on allow. Once you click on allow, it shows the latitude and longitude. If you enter this latitude longitude in the Google map, it will show current location of mines where I am currently. That it will shows over there. So like this, it maps in the Google with the help of latitude and longitude values. Clear? Now coming to this. So that is about geolocation API. Next part we'll discuss about second type of technique for web communication is this WebSocket. Now this WebSocket talks about, WebSocket is a next generation bidirectional communication. Bidirectional in the sense like sending a request, getting the response, like send and receive functions with the help of this. Maybe in Linux programming you have the socket things like to send the request, the packets, we receive that, sending a socket, receiving the details. So it is a bidirectional which operates over a single socket and is exposed via JavaScript interface in HTML5 compliant browsers. So this WebSocket consisting a bidirectional way. Now once you get a web connection, WebSocket connection with the web server, you can send data from the browser itself to the server by calling a method called send method, and receive data from the server to browser by a method or by a handler called as onMessage. Now how to create a socket in this one is where this is script line socket equal to new WebSocket. Like in Java you are creating objects, right? How you are creating objects in Java with the help of new operator, right? So new keyword. So WebSocket of you need to mention the URL and protocol. So URL is mandatory, protocol is optional. Protocol, maybe you can use any type of protocols over the list of. URL is for which type of server you like to be connect further, localhost colon 8080 or some other, whichever the URL the server would like to be, can connect it. So like this, we can create a socket in WebSocket concept, where socket equal to new WebSocket of URL comma protocol. Protocol is the optional one, whereas URL is mandatory. Right. Now, if you observe carefully, the attributes of this WebSocket attributes are: first is the socket dot ready state. Initially, like the lifecycle of operating system, initially socket dot ready state. Now, one more attribute, socket dot buffered amount. Now we have some of the events, like in Java, for every in AWT or what the concept you are studied in Java, handlers will be there. Whenever any event trigger, event rise, somebody has to be there to handle that event, to handle that the trigger, right? So events and event handler. The event is when you try to open, how to open, which event handler will take care of means socket dot on open event handler will take care of. When you want to send a message, socket dot on message event will be take care of this. Any errors if there in connection, opening a socket or any other, socket dot on error will be there. Close the socket dot on close. So these are the some of the events: open, message, error, close. And these are the event handlers: socket dot on open, socket dot on message, socket dot on error, socket dot on close. So these are the few event handlers as well as events over this. Now this WebSocket also consisting some methods, as I said you, to send the data, socket dot send; to close the socket, socket dot close. These are the two different methods are available in this WebSocket. Now, as a rough, WebSockets are mainly for bidirectional communication with the web applications. Now, to create a WebSocket connection, we have to use the var socket equal to new WebSocket. Just pass the URL. The attributes are ready state, buffered amount, and the events in the WebSockets are open, message, error, close. The respective event handlers are socket dot on open, socket dot on message, socket dot on error, socket dot on close. We have two methods: socket for sending the data, socket dot send; to close the socket, socket dot close. Right. So let me see a small example over here so that you can get some idea. So I'll just show you the program WebSocket. So in the WebSocket, if you see, observe carefully, I'll directly go to the body. In this body, I'm just using an ID division, and I'm calling a script. WebSocket test is a function. Here to test whether my browser will support the WebSocket concept or not. Because to connect to the server, again, we required the local server at least. So without that local server, we are just testing here in this example whether my browser is ready to connect with the server. If it is ready, it will be get some responses from the server if it is connected. If it is not connected, it has to show the error, right? So just for testing purpose, I'm just writing this program. href equal to JavaScript WebSocket is a function. Directly we can call. Directly we can use the WebSocket test without using this JavaScript. But for understanding what type of script function we are writing, that we are mentioning in href. href equal to JavaScript colon WebSocket test. Now just I'm giving a link, run WebSocket. When I click this one, when I click this, because this is an anchor tag, when I click this run WebSocket, it will run the WebSocket test. Where is WebSocket test? Here. This is a function. This is a script inside the function WebSocket test. Inside this one, if WebSocket in window in the sense, if it is supports, then WebSocket is supported by your browser. A message has to display over there. Once it is there, now first step is what? To connect with the WebSocket connection, where any one variable, object, new operator, WebSocket of URL. So this URL and protocol is optional. So localhost colon 9908 or any other website. Now to open that function, whether the connection is open or not. This is only for connected the socket. The next is open. WS is the object which we have created here. WS dot on open equal to function. We are writing a function to send a message, like message to send. So alert message is sent. If it is sent successfully, message will get message sent. Now on message, if you receive any messages, it will trigger this function where received message is event.data. EVAT is the function, is the parameter which receives the data from the server, and it displays the message, alert message is received. If you are closing, then WebSocket connection is closed. This will be called, right? So when any on before unload in the sense what? Before you are not connected, by default the socket will automatically close. On before unload equal to function. On before unload means if it is not loaded correctly, it's not done, then automatically the socket close will be triggered. Now if your browser not supports, WebSocket not support by your browser, else part will be executed. So for this, if the last web browser is not supported, that is the else part. And one more here, the thing is, if it is supported, then the rest of the code will be executed. And one more very important point, whenever you receive the message from the server only, this will be triggered. Whenever if you have any problem in the loading, window.on before unload, it will be closed. Okay, so just let me see. And in examination point of view, focus on the lines where we required, that is how to connect a WebSocket, the first line. Now how to send the data, and how to we are going to be receive the data. This is for receiving the data, and how to close the connection. Remember that. Okay, so whenever you call that, if it is on before unload, automatically socket.close will be called. This function will be called here. Okay, so that 4-5 lines will be very important in the examination. Now just run the program so that you can understand clearly how it applies. But here remember, I don't have any server, local server. Just whether my browser will supports or not, just for understanding, I'm running this program. See here a link, hyperlink, anchor tag I have created. When I click on this one, it will run the WebSocket test. I'm just clicking on this socket. WebSocket is supported by your browser. Once it is done, if it is not loaded properly, then automatically socket.close function will call. In the socket.close function, what we have written, connection is closed. Okay, so like this, the program will run. Once again, run socket. It will supports, then WebSocket is supported. Now, if you quit COM, then automatically the connection will close. Like this, we have written the code inside that. That's about the WebSocket. The last sub technique under this web communication is web worker. So web worker deals with, if you see clearly, web worker deals with the unresponsive until the script is finished. In the sense, web worker is a JavaScript that runs in the background. So normally, whenever any front-end process is running, until unless that will be complete, it will not allow you to execute any other. Like just now we have a script like allow the position or not. Until unless you click on the button, until unless you click on that button, it will not allow you. It will not allow you to run it. So what is the purpose of web worker is, it will run a JavaScript in the backend. So in the front end, you can do your job. So independently of other scripts, it will run in the background without affecting the performance of the page. So without disturbing the front end, it will run like that. So you can continue to do whatever you want, like by you can just click selecting the things, etc., while the web worker runs in the background. So in the front end, you can click any other browsers, you can click on any other links, or if you can have selected things, a lot of things you can do in the front end. So web worker will run in as a backend. Let me see a small example over here so that you can get some idea how the web worker will works. So without running the program, see just a simple web worker, directly go to the body. In the body, we are just saying say hello. On click a button, we are creating say hello, and say hello, it will be run backend, this button. Once you click on the another button like on click, when you click on this one, it will run say hello is hello .btech itb in the backend will run. And one more program is count. Count already you are aware, function count, how it runs. So type of worker is undefined, type of W undefined, then new worker, bigloop.js. In the sense, bigloop.js is a JavaScript which runs in the backend. So only for your understanding, I'm just using a script called as bigloop.js, and even in the backend it will run. So in the front end, you can do your work, like you can do this hello, you can say something over there. So if you want send receive the message from the worker once it is done the job. Maybe in Linux programming, you are using a processor PS command in the backend ampersand. Hope you remember. So PS ampersand indicates whatever the command you like to be executed in the backend. At the end of the command, use ampersand and symbol. Right. So if you use that ampersand, then automatically that process, that command will run in the backend. Once it is completed, with the process ID, it will display in front. In the same fashion here, in the backend, we are trying to run bigloop.js JavaScript, and bigloop.js is just a JavaScript backend for a programming purpose, for demo purpose only. Just we are using a JavaScript. But internally, what's the logic will be there in JavaScript doesn't require for you. Only for in the backend, this script will be we are running. Once it is done, we are receive the message on message equal to function of event completed, so on so event, so on so iterations has to complete it. Like this, the message will displayed over there. So this is front end and this is back end job. Now, if you run this program, already it is saved web worker. See here, I'll just zoom in. Say hello is front end, right? It click on. Click count is a backend process. Whenever that will be completed, it will display a message. What's the message we have displaying here? A message completed, so on so iteration. Like this, it will be done. Okay. Now, when you click as a front end, you can do the front end. Welcome, third BTech ITB. This will be run in the backend. So like this, we have written the code. So once the job is completed, bigloop.js will complete it. It display message, so on so completed. Like this, it can be done, right? So that's about the web communications. Under web communication, we have discussed 3 different various techniques: geolocation API, WebSockets, web workers. That's about the concept. With examples, we have discussed.